All right, everyone, welcome back. Tom Zakvea back again with another blade review. We have the American Eagle Long Kukri today. You'll notice it's a forward curved blade. This one is actually pretty damn awesome. I like this one a lot. In this video, we're gonna take a look at some specs on it, what I like about it, maybe something I don't like about it, depends on how I feel. And also, we're gonna do cut testing. Let's get to it. All right, so this blade by itself, blade length is 14.5 inches of this forward curved blade. Just under 15-inch blade on this one. Overall length is 20.5 inches from the very tip on the hook right here all the way to the pointy tip. Before we get into anything else other than steel quality, notice this is a forward curve. Now this is actually a very, very similar blade to the Talibong, which is a Filipino blade. Not necessarily the one that you use to quarter meat with. This is more of the combat style of the Talibong with the forward curve. The forward curve allows you to have a faster retraction on the strike. So this would be a really awesome sword even if you're looking at a traditional blade they'd be used for combat with the Filipinos. So the slashing is actually really, really good with it. I mean, like really good. Like basically probably one of my more favorite things that we've reviewed. Steel quality on this one is 5160 high carbon steel. We'll notice the forward curve on the blade. We'll get to the scabbard and everything and the steel quality. But on this one, we'll notice that it's differently hardened. So the edge, this 5160 high carbon steel, the edge is a lot more so that you can keep it sharp, and then it's tempered differently on the actual rest of the body of the blade, the flat of the blade. That way you can detail it for utility work and things like that, and keeping it sharp for cut testing. And then if it was to take impact, if you were to take weapon contact and impact with it, it's able to take the vibration. Or if you were hacking with it, it would be able to take the vibration out of your hand, and that way the steel basically doesn't snap. So the forward curve, awesome design. You'll see this in a lot of Greek designs with the kopis. This one actually looks a lot like a kopis. There's a really awesome return on it. Easy to keep in the hand too, and it's fast, which is very important, especially with a combat weapon, speed. So this one's awesome. We're also going to take a look at the handle on it. We have a hardwood handle with 2 pins. Check that out right there. Tang is exposed all the way down, so we have a full tang design. A little bit of a mini handguard, that way on the thrusting, that way when you're thrusting forward or you're thrusting forward, that hand doesn't slide up. That's also why you have this index here on the finger right there. That little finger groove goes right in there. Full solid grip. What I also really like about this is the handle on the end right here, this little hook. Like I said before in other reviews, this is very similar to a Filipino design. When you're slashing around and you pull the weapon through, if your hand was to slide a little bit, this acts as retention for when you pull the slash through. It also acts as retention for when you pull the thrust out. So as you pull the thrust out, if your hand was to slip from whatever, it's a little bit of retention. That way you hang onto your blade and it doesn't go flying in some other direction. All right, so from here we're gonna take some close-up looks at the blade out of the scabbard, and then also in the leather stitch scabbard that comes with it. Let's do it. I feel like we're treating this like a diamond necklace right now.
It's so beautiful.
We'll see on this side as well, the tang is also exposed. It's basically just sandwiched together with the handle, and the pins are put in. There's some, people call this like a blood groove for some reason. I don't know why. It's not a blood groove. I really don't know what it's for. With this guy right here, this little lip, that people think like the blood is going to go down the blade and like drip off to here. I don't know what movie that came from, but when it comes to science, that's not really the case. A lot of times when you see like these little pieces that are milled out, it's very similar to a fuller on like medieval arming swords, like a diamond cross section. It's intended to give the blade, it's getting rid of the excess. It's trimming the fat basically on it. There's not any real reason for it to be there. So one, it looks cool, which is also a added plus for aesthetics, but also it takes unnecessary weight out of the blade on the balance, because you want a blade that's well balanced, especially with a short sword where you're going to be using a lot of footwork as well in a martial arts or a combat perspective. But also when you're working in this, if you're using it to hack with or doing any kind of clearing, things like that, depending on where you live or where you work, you want something that's not going to have your hand to fatigue so fast. So that also leads me to another thing that I like about it is the grip. The grip is very wide, so it doesn't really taper too much. You'll see it goes all the way down. It's basically like holding a hammer. That's what it feels like. It feels like a hammer or hammer grip. So that's really cool actually, because I don't have to worry about sliding out of my hand, which is a big plus. It comes with a black leather scabbard. We'll see that it's hand stitched all the way through. Got 2 pins on the back holding the belt loop. I don't know of a belt that would not fit through here. This is very versatile. You could probably even have one of our pirate belts and this would even work. So it's got a lot of room for it. Fit a whole hand through there. So that gives you a perspective on that. The loop, the retention on this, it's pretty good. It fits in the scabbard pretty well. You gotta be careful, don't speed draw these. Don't speed draw these because you don't want your hand to get cut from the scabbard. Just be nice when you take it out, be careful, watch your fingers because it is only leather. So keep that in mind. So we'll do some close-ups of this in the scabbard, that way you can get a look at it and see what we got. Take a look at the belt loop again. Plenty of room. It's like the luxury belt loop. All right. If you take it out, snap comes off. Slides right out. It's got a bit of a pull to it. That's because the scabbard is pretty tight, or tightly wrapped around it. You can tell that it was specifically made for this blade. It's not like just a regular, random one that they threw in there. And obviously it's also a forward curve to match the blade. So it's actually pretty cool. This is one of my favorite short swords that we've actually been able to review. And it coming from Nepal, I've only been able to move around with some of the shorter kukris. We've done kukri reviews in the past, but this one's actually pretty awesome. It reminds me of a Greek kopis or a Filipino talimong. So forward curve blades are my favorites. I'm kind of biased. So from here, we're gonna actually go into the cut testing and use the tatami mats for this, check it out, see how it does. Let's get to it. Yeah, dude, look at that forward curve. Cut right through. That was a straight cut, right on the upper third, because I get hit in the face with the tatami mats. Right on the upper third of the blade, that's where all of that slashed right through. That way there's no pulling on it. And as you slash with the forward curve, I'm going to try to get this to where it was before, but this is moving. See, as you slash through on the forward curve, it helps you pull the blade around, leaving with a perfect cut. It actually looks like a piece of salami right now. So, kind of went high on it, but you can see the other side. And these are pretty dry. These have kind of dried out. I had them outside for a little while in the sun, so the moisture's gone. And it still had a clean slash through it. Obviously you need skill and you need precision, but at the same time, it's a pretty damn good blade. My hand didn't slide at all. We've been training, we've been working out. My hands are kind of sweaty right now, and it kept a really secure grip. All right, I got one more shot on this thing. Gotta work the precision. Let's do it. There we go, right again. There's that tube. A little flat. A little flat. I'm not putting my hand in front of the blade, but a little flat on that, but you see it just cut all the way through. Cleanup's very easy today. So we'll see. There's that clean cut. So this one is categorized as sharp. Not razor sharp, but it is sharp. And keep in mind that like it's not so much as like how sharp just your edge is, as far as like how you're gonna like get a cut to go through and like soft targets. It also matters obviously your mechanics, and it also matters that the shape of the actual blade is proper. Forward curve, they're gonna have the advantage over that. The scimitars and all that, they also have like a large slashing surface because they're swept back, because the accent is on the upper third of the blade. So keep that in mind. It's going to depend also on the shape of the blade. Straight blades, you're going to have to do a little bit more work. Forward curved blades, they kind of do the work for you. All right, so that's it. The American Eagle long Kukri blade. It really reminds me of a Greek kopis. An awesome, awesome blade. Steal of a price, and really, really great in the hand. Very versatile, and one of my favorites that we've been able to review. As always, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you want to see in the comments below. The link for this blade and tatami mats are going to be in the description box below. Sometimes I'll forget to put it in there because we got so many videos to edit, so the comments where you guys remind me, I really appreciate that. And as always, subscribe to the channel. Talk to you soon.